folks, and welcome to Garbage Theater. Tonight's installment, Rock and Roll Nightmare. I'm your host, Chase, with my co-hosts, Blake and John.
Boy, this piece of shit here.
We live to rock. We live to rock.
Who wants to say it for our last movie episode of the season?
Let John say it.
Let's get this shit show on the road.
What the fuck was this movie trying to be?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, phew.
Off the top, we're going to try not to spoil anything. I know we typically jump ahead because who gives a shit, but as John said when we were discussing this episode, we need to take you on this ride with us.
Yeah.
Because this movie went from dead air to what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, yeah, like, oh man, like just sharp turn.
Yeah.
The sharpest.
Like, it didn't take long in this movie where this is my thought process. That whoever this Justin fella is, I'm not totally convinced that he's not John. Because this movie was like, if I had to come up with a movie to explain the Erotonomicon, this movie would be it.
This is perfect.
Oh man, you know what? You're totally right. You're
and
totally right.
So much shit happens in a murder basement.
Yeah. It's true. A murder basement in a barn.
Yeah.
Do barns typically have basements?
Why the fuck not?
I'm the last person to ask about a basement. I don't know.
We defer to the basement expert.
Yeah.
But it really does, like, for a while I thought this was just going to be, like, heavy metal Evil Dead. So the Necronomicon lines up right there.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I was expecting, too. That isn't what I got.
No.
Not ultimately, no.
Christ almighty. Yeah. What a way to end the season with a movie that is all about the ending.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, like we can't.
I want to get there. I want to say so many things, but we really need to go through this thing in order.
I know.
Yeah.
So I think like once we get to the end, we can reflect on how the ending changes how we can view some of the earlier stuff.
Yeah, which I think we're going to have to do because, as I told my co-host before, I only have 4 1/4 pages of notes for this thing because 90% of the movie, nothing fucking happens. For a movie that has so much happening in it, nothing happens. I feel like I've said that for another movie already this season, but again, it rings true.
If either one of you two say that y'all saw this ending coming,
no.
I quit.
It's impossible.
Nobody could ever have seen this coming.
No. If somebody said, "Oh yeah, first 10 minutes, I knew exactly what was going." No.
Okay,
because anyway, right up to it, I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
but okay, all right, let's get going because it's got to happen.
Without further ado, let's dive into Rock and Roll Nightmare, aka The Edge of Hell, and.
Which
again, I'm jumping ahead. Let's just go. Okay, the movie just kind of starts on some old farmhouse. Mother cooks on the stove. A son reads comics in his room, and a father shaves in the bathroom. Mother calls out that breakfast is ready, and the boy calls out not to scramble the eggs without him. It's ready already, shithead.
She just said that.
So, and the father just kind of ignores everything.
Yeah, he's like every morning with the scrambling of the eggs. Jesus Christ.
Can a man just finish shaving?
We cut outside so the camera can do the Hitchcock zoom-in pull-out move to very little effect. The mother opens the pantry and starts screaming. Father rushes to see what's wrong and finds mother missing. But he notices the oven and assume she's in there? Because why wouldn't you assume that?
Okay. Two things with the oven. One thing was, the woman is like the first. I can't even talk.
The first
like
place
he's looking at the oven, calling her name as if like that's where she would be.
Well, he runs down. Yeah, he runs down and he's standing in the middle of the kitchen, and he reacts as if something has happened. But like, no, he's like, "Oh my God, Carol!"
Yeah,
but
he doesn't know anything yet.
Carol, I'm getting sick of you balling up in the oven every goddamn morning.
Also, what really, really pissed me off was there was 2 stoves. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but they had the stove that whatever her name was in, and right next to it there was another stove.
She does a lot of scrambling eggs. This kid has an obsession with scrambling eggs.
I was just like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
They roll deep, man. They got 2 stoves.
Well, they're about to never be able to use one stove again. Because as the door opens, Mother's charred, fleshless corpse reaches out for him, gurgling in pain. A sound that the captions translated as applause.
Oh damn it! I didn't even use the subtitles.
I didn't even try because it was on YouTube.
We had to watch this thing on YouTube, which means the subtitles are going to be for shit. And
that's why I didn't even turn it on.
Throughout this entire movie, it thought that there was applause and laughter when there was none.
I love the idea of a fucking fleshless corpse thrusting out of a fucking oven. Applause.
The applause like Kramer just slid into the room.
Oh man.
That's funny shit.
So
and okay, that whole body wouldn't fit into the oven.
No, it shrunk somehow. She's a shrinky dink.
If it's got no flesh on it, maybe. I'm not even sure that's supposed to be her, though.
See, I thought it was some sort of monster.
Yeah,
which it could be. I mean, no one was coming.
I don't know.
Well, like, why is she in the oven? She was going into the pantry or the fridge or something. How'd she get in the oven?
I don't know.
I think it was a monster.
Is this house infested with monsters? Is it possessed? Is it haunted? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with this house.
Stay tuned, folks, because we still won't find out.
Yeah, it's still really kind of unclear.
So, little Billy, we never get a name for this kid, sees this and screams in terror. And this is where the title card, The Edge of Hell, comes up, which confused the hell out of me, and I started this whole process 15 minutes trying to figure out if I was watching the right frickin' movie.
Yeah,
I immediately panicked.
When I presented I told you that it had an AKA.
I wasn't paying attention to you.
That isn't what you told us the AKA was.
What'd I say it was?
I think it was something different.
No, it was the Edge of Hell.
Okay, well, I had a full-blown anxiety attack. So
the camera zips around the farmhouse about 2 inches off the ground. It's like the evil from Evil Dead, except smaller and worse.
Yeah. Yeah. It had some kind of cool, like, there's a couple of cool movements through the house. It like goes through a window at one point, you know?
Yeah.
Some guys had to pass a camera off. That's something.
Bully for them. Kick up the hair metal as a van cruises down the highway. Handcuffs hanging from the rear view. A 45-second long shot of the van just driving down the street, having flashbacks to Zombie Croc.
This also pissed me off because, like, I was thinking, okay, maybe at least the music would be good, and like two fucking notes into this song, I was just like, fuck.
All the music is the most generic hair metal possible.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it could have been written by anybody.
So,
oh man, it's all by this dude.
Bully for him.
But Thor, yeah, he did it all.
Yeah, this guy definitely thinks a lot of himself.
So the van continues to just drive for an eternity before the farmhouse starts sending out evil vibes. More shots of the van. It pulls up to the farmhouse and parks. The rockinest bunch of rockers that have ever rocked get out and behold their new home for the next 5 weeks. There's water and electricity here, but no phone or TV. Bogus.
I don't. So the idea is for them to come here and focus on their music and get some recording done.
They need to come up with 10 minutes of new material.
Yeah.
That's what he said. 10 minutes. I don't know why
songs.
that was hysterical to me, but it was. They're not doing a new album, just the equivalent of 3 songs.
Well, they only need to do one song if they just keep repeating "We Live to Rock" for 10 minutes.
This is true. And now I'm starting to realize, I didn't realize it as I was watching it and deciding what I was going to be saying during this show, but it's just me being pissed off the entire movie. Let me tell you what pissed me off about the band now.
Okay.
Most bands have a cohesive look.
Oh, yes. This is all over the fucking place.
None of these people look like they belong together.
Nope.
It's like Thor is the only one that looks like he belongs in a metal band.
Yes.
The rest of them look like they're from various like new wave bands.
Like, I know that people have their individual looks and all. Like, okay, Slash and Axl Rose don't dress the same, but you know they're part of the same band.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They fit a theme.
Yeah.
This theme is chaos.
Well, yeah. No, sir.
And when your manager is sporting a Archie fan club jean jacket.
he was like so out of place. And don't get me started on the girlfriends.
It's madness. Well, first, my one question is like, why bring the ladies? If your goal is to get work done, you know, we got no TV, no phone, but we brought the ladies.
Because
Spoiler alert,
90% of the movie, they just spend banging each other.
Yes, they don't get anything done.
But, okay, they're supposed to be this heavy metal, like, hair metal band, okay? But one of them's married to this housefrau. Like
She's wearing like a pearl necklace and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like the last thing you think of when, you know, I'm thinking rock and roll, and this walks out.
Yeah,
like
they're the tamest. This is the tamest behavior by a metal band ever portrayed on screen. Yeah, like they're downright wholesome.
Yeah.
They drink like a moderate amount, just a beer with dinner. Some of them just drink Cokes. There's no drug use at all.
There's
like
talk of drug use, but there isn't any.
Yeah. They make like dad jokes.
Everybody's talked about doing cocaine off a hooker's ass, but nobody's seen each other do it.
The one wife just like does her sewing while she's watching them rehearse.
That's what I'm saying. She's sitting there crocheting like baby clothes.
Oh, they gotta resist the urge to jump ahead, but
I know.
So, there's no phone or TV, but there's a 24-track recording studio set up in the barn. No, there isn't.
That pissed me off again.
First of all, when they show this recording studio, that is not the interior of a barn.
They got it set up like their stage.
It's a goddamn recording studio.
Let's just get there.
Many
things piss me off about all this.
Yeah. The front man, John Triton, tells everyone that this is just what they need to stay clear of distraction and rehearse. And one of the bandmates, Stig, complains to John and tells him that the last gig that they had, John's complaining about Stiggy, saying that the last gig we had, you weren't even playing the same song we were playing. So your last gig, you only played one song. And you fucked that up.
Stig didn't even push back. He was like, yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, so...
Or rather he's like, no, I wasn't, mate!
Oh my
this dude's fucking accent. Okay. Ooh, resist the urge. Resist the urge to jump ahead.
Oh, God.
He
like,
has a ridiculous, cartoony Cockney accent.
It's like Dick Van Dyke's accent from Mary Poppins.
No, way worse. Way fucking worse.
So let's just leave it at that, because it's going to come up again, and I've got something to say about it. But let's not jump ahead.
Like, he was trying so hard to get it out there, you could see the veins in his neck popping out.
So they decided to pick Toronto to record in, because Toronto is heinous. It's where John says, it's where it's happening. The music, the film industry, the arts.
Yeah.
Visit Toronto. The owner of the farm, Paul, shows up. Is this the dad?
No.
Beats the hell out of me.
I thought he said caretaker.
Okay, I don't know.
He's just the caretaker.
He's just some random guy. Shows up to relinquish the keys to Phil, the manager. But before he does that, he goes on and on about all the other bands that have been here. Alice Cooper, Bob Stewart, and the most awkward scene imaginable plays out.
I kind of liked this scene.
No,
like,
you
I thought,
didn't.
I'm serious. Like, I thought it was funny that this caretaker guy didn't know the names of any of the bands. Because he called him, like, Alice Glooper or something. Rob Stewart or something. He kept flubbing all their names. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like a who's on first situation, but it didn't make any goddamn sense, and it just kept fucking going. So the manager eventually gets the keys from him and heads out with the band. They start divvying up the rooms in the house, and they give out everyone's names, but I still don't know who the hell everybody is. I couldn't be bothered to care. These are all just generic people.
I only remembered one of their names, the guy Max.
I eventually get it, but they spit them all out, and I said, I'm not rewinding this and figuring out who everybody is.
Just because I only remember Max because I thought he looked like a great value Drew Brees.
Now that you say it. So John goes out to lock up the van and notices a creepy shadow in the window upstairs, but it's just his girl Randy clowning around. Dark clouds start rolling in, and by God, they're dialing up the tension with all these sky shots. It just keeps fucking going.
I don't know what they were doing.
That night, they're all eating dinner on the coffee table, and John toasts to the band's success. The band is called the Tritons, his last name. And also to Mary and Rob's recent marriage. Yay.
Yay.
John takes the men to go tune up their instruments while the girls are sent to do the dishes with dipshit Phil.
Nothing says rock and roll like settling down.
They're Canadian.
This is as wild as they get.
Yeah, this is about it. Doing the dishes. It's craziness.
So they proceed to do the dishes in the most dork-ass way possible. The way they're dancing to this rock music while they're doing the fucking dishes.
That radio only plays that one song, too. It's only got one song on the radio.
So then John yells out that they're ready to start practice. The music wails out of the barn, complete with strobe lights, really important to the recording process.
John had to go put on his shiny silver tuxedo.
Yeah. See,
To
this
rehearse
pissed
in a
me off right
barn.
here, too. When you're recording in a studio, you don't get fully dressed like you're for a performance and do a performance on a stage.
Yeah, they had like strobe lights and shit going too. It was like a whole performance.
Yeah, I mean, usually they do it piece by piece, and no, just let them rock out in this barn. You know the acoustics are for shit, and it smells like horse shit, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Also, they're supposed to be coming up with new material, and all they do is play their old songs.
How you know that's the old song?
Oh, they just came up with that on the spot.
Yeah, how do you know?
That's how cohesive a band they are.
It just streamed right from them. Talking about rock, parentheses, we love to rock.
See, it doesn't seem that hard now, do you? I mean,
oh my god,
done that.
Dude, they're like the Canadian Man of War. They just sing polite little songs about how great rock is.
Jesus Christ. So, the movie starts to warp and garble as we stare at Stig drumming in slow motion for some reason. And then it just kind of stops.
My computer fucked up. Like, I had to check it a couple times.
Yeah, the audio goes crazy, and then it slows down, and then it just stops doing that. So I guess that was supposed to mean something, and oh my god, what the fuck is that?
A fucking penis wandered onto the screen.
What? Hey, what can only be described as an anthropomorphic penis waddles up to one of the band members, drinks, and starts dry heaving into it before shuffling away. That is what fucking happens.
Leaks some semen into his drink.
I don't like. I have to admit, I wasn't paying all that much attention to the movie. But when that happened, I was like, surely I missed something. But I didn't.
This house is infested with little ambulatory dicks.
Yeah. Some with wigs, some without wigs.
Don't like an Einstein one.
Don't jump ahead.
Sorry.
So that's what the little short cam was? This little prick zooming around the house?
I guess.
So Stig breaks a drumstick and ruins the song. So Phil goes to find the spares that he left in the basement.
Well,
of
okay,
the barn.
I have several problems with this. I thought they were just rehearsing, not recording necessarily. You know, just like, this is their first shot. They're recording now?
I thought they were recording.
I don't know.
I mean, I thought they were just rehearsing, so everyone getting mad at him for breaking a stick seemed like a bit of an overreaction to me.
Yeah.
Also, like, drummers have backup sticks, like, right there all the time.
Yeah.
Not this
sticks
idiot.
be breaking. He is the worst drummer I've ever seen.
So
this guy couldn't act drumming to save his life.
Yeah.
No. Every time they showed him drumming, they had it the shot framed up where you couldn't see the ends of his arms, like you just saw from his shoulders to his elbows, because they didn't want you to see him like just I don't know.
Yeah, he was hitting
these drums around.
He was hitting the hi-hat and like the some other drum over here with his left hand. Just every time you see him, he's doing this one thing. It's terrible.
So Phil goes down to the basement of the barn, and while he's down there, Stig's lady friend Luann comes down and corners him in the basement of the barn and starts coming on to him. And she takes off her shirt and starts undressing Phil, and then she turns into a fucking demon and bites his shoulder off.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we're going to do now.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the band hears him scream.
So when did she turn into a demon?
When the dick showed up.
Yeah, I thought the dick
because while
puked into his drink,
right?
Into Phil's drink.
I don't know, because while the movie was like warbling, it was showing Stig like in slow motion, but then it cut to her and she was like had like this menacing look on her face. I guess that's
she was like
what did
tugging
it.
her blouse and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's what did it.
Maybe that's when it happened.
Again, I'm unclear of the rules of the haunting of this house.
I think I know what happens. Anytime a woman is stricken with the madness, she turns into a demon. And that's what she was looking at him. Instant dick madness. Now she's a demon.
Yeah, except in this case, the dick madness is administered by little cartoon dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Muppet dicks. Okay, moving on. The rest of the band hears Phil scream, and they run down into the barn basement to find him. And he's missing. So the gang goes to look elsewhere. They can't find anything. However, the van's now missing. So they assume that he ran off to get more drumsticks. So John returns down to the basement of the barn again to look around, and he does, and then leaves. What was that for? I don't know. More shots of the sky for tension. Later, John and Randy are cozied up in a drawer, getting ready for bed. They're stuffed in this little box. In the other rooms, Dee Dee comes in to Max's room and says that she couldn't sleep because with Phil going missing like that. So she's trying to get with Max. And in another room...
Every time I saw Dee Dee, I'd always think, why the long face? She had a weird-shaped head, people.
I think we got that. In another room, Roger and Mary are talking to each other like they just got married that morning, and this is their honeymoon.
Maybe.
I think it is their honeymoon, isn't it? He says that there's nowhere they'd rather spend his honeymoon than with the band.
Jesus Christ. Again, this band is just family fun.
No place I'd rather be than with you assholes.
And then in yet another room, Stig and Luann are going at it. And after that, Stig gets up to go to the bathroom. And here comes the dick monster cam again. Mm-hmm. Stig's in the bathroom, flexing in the mirror. And he turns around to see Randy, John's girl, standing there in lingerie and reaching out to him. He goes to take...
who that was supposed to be?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead.
She was unrecognizable to me.
It was Randy.
Okay.
I didn't know who that was.
Yeah. So
I thought it was the chick that got put in the oven.
So she reaches out to him, and he goes to take her hand, but she turns into some sort of zombie butler.
Yeah, it's like a zombie dad.
That's pretty much the best way to describe it.
Because he looks like he's wearing like a jacket, like he's like wearing a tux almost.
Oh yeah,
he's got a nice button-up shirt.
He just got a wrinkly green face. He's a zombie butler. Yeah. And he starts vomiting ragu traditional style out of his mouth. The monster grabs his face and he trembles in terror before the movie cuts to black.
So why did it appear as a creature or as a woman at first? Like it was blocking the door to the only exit to this bathroom. I mean, Stig was fucked either way. Why bother with the subterfuge?
I think this demon / ghost suffers from the same mental handicap that the frickin' wishing box did in Wish Upon. It doesn't know what the hell it's trying to do.
Just a big dumb idiot.
I'm gonna make you play the saxophone good. Stig returns to his room and just stands over Luann, and then he jumps on top of her, and Mary and Roger hear him going at it in the next room. So he's possessed.
2, baby.
He's possessed now by Zombie Butler. A car pulls up to the farmhouse, and a horde of groupies get out, having tracked down the Triton's location. They knock on the door, and quote-unquote Phil answers, being back in the house randomly. Right. And the head groupie, Cindy, introduces herself and her friends as the official Triton fan club or something or other, and they're invited in. Phil tells them that the band's upstairs asleep because all that sex and cocaine will really take it out of you.
Huh.
Now let's see those bazooms.
He then asks them to whip out those breastises. The girls are...
He does say bazooms at one point.
He says bazooms.
The girls are shocked by this, but he calmly explains that they have 4 openings for road groupies to, press the costumes, grind the cocaine, faint in the audience. So let's whip out those bazooms.
It's funny too, like bazooms is the totally appropriate word for like this family metal band to use. Like even if he's being gross, he's still like bazooms.
Yeah.
One of the girls seriously contemplates doing this before the others stop her. Phil gets angry and the girls flee into the night. That's a movie wrap on the groupies. Phil's hand turns into a zombie hand. So, okay, zombie butler's got him too.
Yeah.
And it was the same gloved hand that they used prior.
Just a wrinkly green hand.
Yeah.
The next morning, the girls are reminiscing about how stupid Phil is when Roger sneaks up on him. And he's talking to Mary, and he confesses about getting a big old boner whenever she's doing anything domestic.
Watch out, these guys are animals.
So she sends him to get a towel to help her do the dishes. As she waits, zombie butler peers around the corner and snatches her away. And then it also turns off that goddamn metal song on the boombox.
It's Canadian too, so it really cares about like energy conservation.
I'm just convinced all this is happening because the ghost hates metal.
Could be.
At least to this point in the movie.
How about to say, he either hates metal or loves metal and hates what these people are doing to it.
Yeah. So, in the barn, the band kicks up another classic, Energy, parentheses, takes me where I want to be.
Huh? Yeah,
God damn, what a track.
So, again, I don't know if this is new music or not. After the song, Max asks Dee Dee to go on a walk.
Sorry, I'm falling asleep.
Max really is pretty. It's kind of boring for the most part.
The first. How long was this fucking thing? An hour and a half?
It was only an hour and like 23 minutes.
Yeah, well, the first hour and 15, absolutely nothing fucking happens. So yeah, I don't blame you. This was one of the movies. Typically, we watch a movie and then I'll pause it to take some notes. I'll be like, oh my god, I'm only 15 minutes into this fucking thing. I paused it to take notes. I'm like, god damn, I'm over halfway through this fucking thing.
Yeah, I had the same thing happen. I was like, man, I'm just breezing through this bad boy.
So after the song, Max asks Dee Dee to go for a walk, as does Stig and Luann. John and Randy, however, are having trouble connecting.
Well, these guys have no fucking work ethic, man. Like
they play one song. That's it for the day.
It's like, well, time to go fuck for the rest of the day.
So Stig and Luann walk out to the nearby quote-unquote lake, which is a pond at best. And here it is. Okay. Stig's ungodly Cockney accent is now gone because he's possessed. So did they give him that stupid accent just to make it noticeable once he loses it that he's possessed by a little prick demon?
Probably.
And then no one else in the band notices that his accent's gone?
Why even give him the accent?
What's worse is when they get to the little pond or lake or whatever, she asks him, how did you find out about this place? And you can see the house in the background. He looked out the window, you dumb broad.
It's like, well, I went to town and was asking around about the nicest places to go on a walk with your best girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk out your back door 10 feet.
Jesus.
So he then convinces Luann to do it by the lake in the mud and the grass. She again takes her shirt off, and so does Stig, except a giant demon arm erupts from his chest and reaches out and grabs her by the tit.
Demon's got to get a handful, too.
So,
see, I don't know. If the demon's intention is to kill them, right?
No idea.
Well,
I think it's just
it seemed kind of odd he went straight for the boob, is all I'm saying.
So back with Max and Dee Dee, they hear Luann scream, but they pay it no mind. Cue awkward sex scene.
Oh, God.
So later, John is searching for something, but Randy convinces him to take a shower with her. Cue even more awkward sex scene.
This one was just gross.
Yeah.
Like,
dart your tongue in and out of her mouth like a feeding hummingbird. That's what the ladies like.
That's what kissing is. Oh man, it was so bad. Did she have no nipples?
Thank you for saying that, because I wondered that too.
I was just thinking it's like some kind of botched surgery. We made him bigger, but I think we forgot something.
This whole thing was so it made me feel gross. It's like this muscly man with 80s metal hair, like the barbarian cut, just making out hard with this. Ugh.
Both of their eyeliners running in the water.
Does it put you at ease that this is his actual wife in real life, though?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so wholesome. That's so.
I was about to say.
He's so wholesome. It does actually. It kind of makes me feel a little bit better.
That some random actress wasn't subjected to that.
Like, who is this guy? Kirk Cameron? Like, he'll only make out with his wife in a movie. He spends half the movie rejecting her too. She's into it, and he's like, "Nah, baby, I gotta write songs."
Jesus Christ.
Maybe that explains the no nipples thing. Maybe he made her wear pasties or something, because he's like, no woman of mine showing her nips on screen.
Maybe.
Possible. Oh, Lord. So, in the other room, Max and Dee Dee are getting dressed when they suddenly spot the little boy from the beginning of the movie watching them. They go to look for him, but he runs off out of the house and into the barn.
All right. This pissed me off, too. You've rented a house with a bunch of your kick-ass rock and roll bandmates, and all of a sudden a little boy's there, and your first thing is, "Hey, little boy, how are you doing?" Instead of, "The fuck you doing in this house?"
It's a little
boy. Peeping on us, you perv.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Hey, buddy, where's your parents?
Yeah.
So they follow.
I mean, he could stumble across all their drugs at any minute.
Yeah, they didn't throw a gun at him to make him go away or anything.
So they follow him into the barn and search around for him. They spot him, and he turns into an old dog or something.
It looked like the beginning steps to a Island of Dr. Moreau animal.
He turns into half little boy, half basset hound. And then he just attacks them. So that night, John and Randy are sitting at the coffee table with all the plates out for everyone to eat, but they're the only two fucking alive anymore. It was hilarious.
And we don't know what happened to anybody else. I mean, there's all the deaths, quote unquote, are bloodless.
Yeah.
It's carnage all over again. It's just minor inconveniences.
Yes.
At least in Carnage, some robber got his guts cut out. We don't know what happens to any of these people. We just have to assume that they're dead.
Yeah.
The guy got his guts taken out, but he laughed the entire time it happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
So bemused that the effect worked.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there waiting for everybody to come down to dinner. John's pissed that they're not getting any work done because all anyone's been doing since they've gotten here is bang each other. You know what else isn't accomplishing anything? This fucking movie.
It's going nowhere.
Also, that's pretty hypocritical, too.
Yeah. You haven't wrote song 1.
Yeah.
So John then goes and does the dishes, and
Marvel, as this rock star, does the dishes.
They've done the dishes more than they've worked on songs.
It's there's been at least 3 scenes where somebody's doing dishes.
There's so many dishes. Also, why does this farmhouse have a giant billboard-sized Orange Crush wall clock?
They sent away enough bottle caps, man.
They'll send you anything. He reaches into the fridge for a Coke when the rotisserie chicken turns into a little monster and snarls at him. Just when you thought this movie couldn't get any dumber.
So when the chicken starts making the noise, it sounds like ambient music.
I love how nonchalantly we just start talking about this chicken turning into a monster.
But like, at first I was like, is the little shitty mouth just happen to move at the same time the music's happening? Or is that the noise it's making? But it was making a noise.
I think it was making that noise.
It was just
so the demon ghost can possess whatever it wants to be. Anything at all.
Yeah, man. It can be
that's
can be
what it's showing
people. It can
us.
be dicks. It can be like leftover fried chicken.
But just stupid shit. Just Wonder Twin powers activate. Shape of a Cornish game hen. Form of an ambulatory cock and balls. It's ridiculous.
Real limited in what it could be.
Christ. Yeah, and it's just the ass of the chicken opens up and it's got teeth, and the tail is a little fucking eyeball.
It looked like basket case.
That's an insult to basket case.
That's true. That's true.
So
the hell is basket case?
It's another terrible horror movie.
Oh.
There's this like little monster that lives in a basket.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Meanwhile, something sneaks up on Randy while she's washing up in the bathroom. John retires to the barn to work out some music. This is the first real music any of them's done. He sits down with a piece of paper and starts actually writing out music.
Yeah.
Finally.
No. This asshole he's the singer of this hair metal band, and he's actually putting the notes onto sheet music. He's not writing lyrics or anything.
But he's also the bassist.
He's actually making sheet music.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking Mozart, bro.
Who does that?
Everybody knows any bassist worth their salt only uses tabs.
Yeah, he's gangster, man. He knows music theory. He can just write it down.
Well, nothing says gangster like that turquoise sweatshirt he's wearing.
That sensible turquoise sweatshirt.
What do you mean? My wife made this for me.
So, while he's doing this, wouldn't you know it, the little dick demon shows up for some comic relief as John sets his Coke can down on its little testicle hand.
It did make me laugh, though. Because that's what I was saying. I like when he slammed the Coke down, I was like, he just crushed the thing's nuts. And it made me laugh.
After that happens, this weird little reptile thing starts slithering out from the shadows and launches itself at John, who narrowly dodges it when he drops his pencil and leans down to pick it up. This movie's become a joke. It's a cartoon at this point.
The thing, like, someone just threw it over his head.
Yeah. Yeah, and at this point, I'm still thinking, like, okay, well, I guess there's just monsters in the house now.
This is turning to the fucking ghoulies.
Yeah.
So Randy climbs the stairs to the attic of the barn that has a light up exit sign. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Again,
for safety.
It's not porn.
For safety. Gotta know where the exits are.
And approaches John. She tells him enough is enough. They need to stop pretending that the others are coming back because they're all dead. And he tells her, "You're crazy. The van's back out front. Everything's fine." So she gets really upset at this and yells at him, "No, that's impossible. They're all dead." The screen then flares red and she turns into a big ant monster thing.
Something.
Oh my God.
John says, "That's a nice effect," and just kind of laughs it off.
And we're here like, what?
I'm reeling at this point. What is happening? the the monster says that it's put up with John long enough and it's time to die. And then little Dickie and the Boner Gang all pop up. There's like 12 of these things now. They each have their own unique personality and accessories.
Hairstyles.
I didn't realize that there were so many of them. And then I was instantly bummed like we didn't get to know any of them.
One's got a knife. One's got a wig. One's smoking a pipe. It's fucking...
Even though they only have one eye, like one's rocking an eye patch.
Yeah. Now it's like the Gremlins. Like they're all just goofy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have been a fun movie.
What, the dick?
Yeah, like a Dick Demon Gremlins type thing.
Dick Demon Rascal Patrol? What the fuck could that possibly be?
The little rascals with just these dick demons.
Oh, Tay.
Yeah. This is where the movie, that's already taken several sharp right turns, takes another one right up into its own ass. John then explains that he's known all along that this monster was here. And he goes through all the different cultural names for the devil and what this thing is. And then he reveals that all his bandmates, the groupies, none of them were real. Just characters he pulled from horror movies.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, why? Why?
There are scenes where these characters are alone without him doing things.
He said that he created them, like they're his shadows that he created or something.
If Randy has been this demon the whole time, why was there a scene of her getting jumped by some scary thing?
Yeah, and why did he just bang her in the shower? It's not even real. Who was the caretaker talking to in the beginning of the movie? Getting the keys. Like
I don't fucking
was
know.
Carl was he even
the caretaker real?
Were the groupies real?
He says the groupies weren't real. Because then the demon says that it recognized Max from a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah.
This demon's watched movies.
And then I started trying to think of...
It's boring in that
I
house,
started to think of all the Friday the 13th movies. I was like, I didn't see that guy.
I mean, maybe he was in one. I can't say. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been stricken stupid by this fucking movie.
Well, which one was he talking about? Was it Stig?
Yeah.
Who was he talking about?
Was it
Stig was in the bathroom quoting Terminator.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He gave all these characters subtle little nuances. And they were all... I don't know. My nose is about to start bleeding.
And if he knew the whole time, then why even, like... What was the point?
Well, he said that it would get him to show himself.
Okay.
That could be the subtitle of this movie. Rock and Roll Nightmare. What is the point?
The point is like pure self-promotion for John Thor.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, he then steps forward into the light and goes Stupid Saiyan, turning into some sort of heavy metal god
He says he's an angel.
Yeah, he's the Archangel Triton. Look at this fucking idiot.
So yeah,
now he turns
into full angel form.
Yeah, he's got the frizzed out hair, he's got the Aussie eyeliner on, and he's got a spiked codpiece and a cape and nothing else.
And
nothing
boots.
says divine intervention like a spiked bikini.
Like I wouldn't think that would be like God's costume of choice for his angels.
No, you know? Cover it up, dude.
And he's strutting around like
the cock of the walk.
He loves it.
He's just flexing all over the place.
Yeah, he's been hiding underneath these sweatshirts, trying to not look big.
Under these man blouses.
Yeah, and then once it was rocking out with his cock out, he's flexing and just like every little move he made was him trying to look big.
So Then the fight starts. The heavy metal music kicks up, and the monster starts throwing wacky wall crawlers at him. He just starts throwing octopuses at him. It's all in slow motion. It's all in slow motion now, and it's so fucking stupid.
He has to. I mean, he visually has to catch them
and hold them to his body.
And hold them to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did get a kick when he ducked one, and it went through his hair, and for some reason that made me laugh, just because he had that big frizzed out hair, and the octopus went through it cleanly.
So yeah, they're sticking on him. He rips one apart to show his strength.
Yeah, you're so strong. It takes 5 minutes to do it, though.
So and he's selling it. He's selling it so much.
Big time. It's all in the face.
Yeah,
he's doing big face.
After he rips the octopuses off of him, he locks arms with the monster and wrestles around with it for what seems like forever.
An eternity.
I mean, this is just some of the greatest cinema in existence.
They're not even fighting.
A Muslim.
They're just holding each other.
This is like 1960s wrestling, where they just kind of flipped each other over and over until somebody quit.
This like devil puppet has the range of motion of Tom Servo. Like it can just swivel its head. That's like all it can do.
He starts punching it in the face, but it knocks him down. He grabs it by the ankles and trips it. Then Triton's eyes start to light up, and you know he's getting serious now. He grabs the monster by the throat, and then the monster just yields.
Like, okay.
It says, time out.
We're talking about Satan himself, and all it took was this dude to grab him by the neck, and he's like, all right, that's enough. Like, literally, that's what he says. That's enough. I'm done.
Yeah, and he lets him go.
Time out.
He lets him go. It evaporates in the red flame.
We said nothing in the face.
He's the Canadian archangel. He's a man of honor. He tapped out. I'm going to let him go.
Must have been the Canadian Satan, too.
Devil or not.
Rules are rules.
Canadian Satan was like, listen, buddy, if you're going to be rude, I'm just going to leave.
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't talk about how he keeps calling him all of a sudden. Bub is a huge part of John's vocabulary.
He keeps calling him Bub.
But he does call him Beelzebub, which I kind of loved.
Yeah. Beelzebub.
Yeah, before he revealed that it was Satan, he did call him Bub a couple times. And when he did, I was like, what the fuck is this Wolverine shit? And then when he said it, Beelzebub, oh, that's nice. Idiots.
So the devil evaporates in the red flame, and Triton says, "See you again, old scratch." And then we cut away. He walks out to a cemetery and says that vengeance is his, and that you didn't die in vain.
Who? Yeah, everybody was fucking Figment.
I think he was talking about the family that died in the beginning.
Was he supposed to be the kid?
Oh, don't throw that on me. No,
he's an angel. He's down there to avenge this family against the devil.
But how long ago did that happen? Because surely people didn't like get oven like baked in their oven, and the next week it was on Airbnb. Like time passed.
Okay. Not to be an asshole or nothing, but that family wasn't worth a fucking archangel being sent down.
Yeah. I mean, shit, the boy was still around.
Or something.
Yeah. So we then cut to some random suburban neighborhood, and the same creepy music starts playing up again. And then the movie just ends.
Yeah. What was that?
No, that's not how this could possibly end. What the So is it going to start over in this this suburban Canadian neighborhood?
What did it have to do with anything?
The devil, he got away, man. Now he's just going to mess with another house.
until another elaborate hodgepodge put together musical band shows up. And does he just keep falling for this over and over again? Some other random Scooby-Doo nonsense?
They're doomed to do this forever.
Now we're thinking about it, if it was just all an elaborate thing put together by an angel, it makes sense that we're comparing him to Kirk Cameron. And it makes sense that that's why there was no drugs and all that involved, because it was an angel.
There was still a ton of nudity and sex, though. That's the thing that's driving me crazy. Demons. I guess, but like if this dude was trying to be all righteous and stuff, he would put that.
But
in
then
his movie.
again, this archangel did have sex with his shadow puppet thing.
his fucking flesh sex toy that he invented.
Listen, God, I'm gonna do your bidding, but I'm gonna make me a fuck toy while I do it.
Yeah. And the whole beginning part where like she's making these advances on him and he doesn't give a shit. It's like he's got this air about him, like, yeah, he knows all this is bullshit. He's just waiting for the demon to show itself. He's like, come on, let's get on with this. Until finally he just caved and said, okay, I guess I'll fuck it.
It's like, jeez, leave me alone.
This damn movie.
I didn't think I'd have to do anything.
This movie was so stupid. So,
but you have to admit that the last 15 minutes or so, like my jaw was agape.
Oh, the last 10 minutes were
as
wild.
Soon as he said that all those people were made up and he was an angel, I was like, what the fuck ride am I on now?
All bets are off. Anything can happen now. Oh boy, John, you threw 2 whoppers at us this season.
Yeah.
Well, this is on Justin. You guys?
Yeah.
Take it up with him.
AKA you.
Yeah, so if you do decide to settle down on the Erotonomicon as your weapon, this is the template for what's expected of those kind of movie picks.
Yeah. There's almost no way to know beforehand, though.
Yeah, without having seen it before.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And with that is movie number 12. Season complete.
Wow.
Oy oy oy. I was trying to think like getting a jump on my worst of the worst list, and I couldn't remember the fucking movies we watched this season. This season was brutal.
I had my
it's gonna be a tough.
I had my worst of the worst picked, and then this piece of shit comes along.
Oh, this was a strong, like, I mean, let's be real. Love on a Leash is up there, but this it got me at least thinking.
Man, I don't know, man. It's kind of just the image of like a muscly man with teased out hair and a spiked codpiece accepting the fucking challenge. By the way, we didn't even talk about the song.
Oh yeah.
And repeatedly like striking and screaming at this terrible stiff devil puppet. I mean, that's good stuff. That's what we're here for.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I can't believe. I wish you'd got some audio from that song.
Yeah, I didn't.
Maybe you can make it the outro to this episode or something.
Challenge.
I'm sorry, I was just too. Oh my lord, the fucking drippy penis puppets. Well, not that it matters, but John's got to feed me and Blake 5 more questions. Well, actually,
it doesn't matter.
I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because believe it or not, Blake, you can still come in first.
I know. I did the math.
It all shakes out to the exam in the finale.
I did the math.
It's still anyone's game. It's going to be a challenge, but it's still anyone's game.
Basically, in my mind, I'm going to try really hard, but on the outside, I'm going to act like I don't care.
Yeah, Blake needs to ace it, and John and I need to blow it big time. So, but without further ado, let's get these questions
It would be nice if, like, in the 0 hour, I took John out of the fucking special month thing.
Oh my god.
That would be pretty amazing.
I'd have to quit the show, Frank. I mean,
by like one question.
Yeah, just took it from him.
Well, now the pressure's really on.
Oh shit.
Okay, let's do these questions.
All right. Let's see. So, the van's license plate. We're doing this.
Oh, thank you. Just what was the license plate?
Yeah.
Okay. Sub question. Which license plate?
Yeah, exactly.
The top one.
Fuck.
If I give you both of them, because I can't remember which one was the top one.
The actual license plate.
Okay.
See, that's my fault, because I was like, he ain't gonna ask about the license plate. Stupid.
Well, a lot of my questions got ate up.
Yeah, as soon as Chase said the thing about the Orange Crush, I knew that had to be a fucking question.
There's a bunch of them. I'm down to 6, I think. So, like all of them are from the very beginning of the movie. What object is precariously perched on the head at the head of the kid's bed?
No, man.
Yes.
What is the mom Carol's nickname for her husband and son?
They had names?
I think I got that one.
She calls out to them.
Yeah.
What brand of tires were on the van?
Go, Jesus.
I got that one. Weirdly enough, I said, I better remember what those tires are.
And, one of the beds in the house, according to the caretaker, has a strange shape. What is it shaped like?
Got that one too.
I didn't get that at all. I screwed the pooch on this one.
Alright, what's the license plate?
Don't know it.
License Ducker.
Ducker is correct.
The other license plate was USA number
Yeah.
1.
Yes,
That's the one I knew.
But the top license plate's from Ontario.
Yeah.
So that's real
So
confusing.
they got their van in Canada.
What's perched at the head of the kid's bed?
A drinking glass.
I'm gonna say a catcher's mitt.
It was a trophy. What is the mom's nickname for the son and her husband?
I think it was the Breakfast Brigade.
I think
Any
you're.
guess?
I think you're right, but I said the Scramblers.
It was the Second Floor Brigade.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I knew it was a brigade.
You
Come
got
on,
brigade.
Scramblers, let's get scrambling.
What was the brand of tires on the van?
Cooper.
Dunlop.
Dunlop is correct. And what was the shape of the bed?
A circle.
A piano.
It was piano shaped.
Blake, it's a good thing that you already did your double
I know,
feature.
I don't give a shit anymore.
Jeez. Okay, he can't win now, right? Like, there's no way.
No, I still have a chance against you.
He against you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'm solidly in the special
Yeah.
month. I've picked special month.
So you
First or
got
second
4,
still
right?
in up for debate, but yeah, Blake's got 5, I've got 17, John's got
And
11.
they got it's
so.
just that
outrun Blake.
slim chance of me beating you, John.
Blake's got to get so. John, if you get okay, so what's the math here? Blake's got 5, John's got 11. John, if you can get at least half the questions right, you automatically win.
I have to do perfect.
I guess we'll see.
Blake's got to get them all.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I can't be too concerned.
You shouldn't be.
He's gotten all of them wrong 3 times this season.
We're at the end of the season and he's only got 5 points. This is the man that swept last season.
Yeah.
He's talking about how once he understood the rules.
I wasn't hungry anymore, fellas.
Oh yeah, we're back to this. You're Apollo Creed now.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
So we've got no movie pick because that's it. Our next episode will be the season 4 finale special, where we'll be doing our usual events, our worst of the worst lineup, our award ceremony. Can we
probably some other fun shit that we haven't even talked about yet?
Yeah, there'll be some other fun stuff that we haven't decided on at all yet, or even talked about. And then we'll do the special month, which is also still kind of up in the air.
Yeah, it is.
Because we blew way past our holiday month. No chestnuts roasting on a dumpster fire this year. So, yeah, we got some work to do.
Yeah.
But I like the finales. You know why? I don't have to watch a movie.
Yeah, it's good. Just bullshit. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
We just get to complain. We just complain for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So, on that note, I'd like to thank everybody for listening all season long. If you can, leave us a review on iTunes. We would very much appreciate that. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Garbage Theater, on Twitter at Garbage_Theater, and on Instagram at Garbage_Theater. If you'd like to suggest a movie, or if you're John pretending to suggest movies to some guise of some person that we're not sure exists, you can send that to us on any of our social media channels, or you can email us directly at garbagetheaterpodcast@gmail.com. Oh, season 4 in the bag.
You know what's really crazy about all the movies we watched this season? They're all just shadows that I made up in my mind to fool you.
What?
I got those ideas from other movies that I had seen.
Stupid.
Dude, why is an archangel referencing horror movies? What the hell is going on?
Because he's the most rad archangel.
He's some metal as fuck archangel. Or rather, metal as heck.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get that vulgar.
Oy, 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 what a beating. I didn't expect this to, I know we were not enthused when you gave us the coming attractions for this last episode.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be like this.
Rightfully so, we were not enthused.
Who could have known?
Okay, well, on that note, that's it for Season 4. We will see you all next time when we do the Season 4 finale special. See you then.